Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon White. We explored around Driftfell City, but we did not see a single sign of any Team Plasma members around. But however, there is one more place that we can check, and that is the cold storage. Now, before you go inside the actual storage that we're actually gonna be exploring in, take your time outside. Essentially, yeah, take your time outside so that you can find all these trainers that are out here. Cause yeah, you obviously are, you obviously may need it for our gym battle against Clay. But anyways, everyone, and also for the outside of the cold storage is you can also find a Pokemon you can also find a Pokemon out here as well. Oh yeah, and speaking of Pokemon, yeah, that's right. He's going to get the introduction of Karrablast, the Pokemon, or essentially one of the Pokemon that essentially requires a trade in order for you to be able to evolve it. But however, Karrablast, in order for it to be evolved, it needs to be traded with another certain Pokemon. In order for it to evolve first. And we're probably not gonna get that Pokemon until maybe we get to after the 6th gym. Yeah, definitely after that. And just before you get to your 7th batch. So yeah, let's just say it definitely will be a while before you even think about getting the evolution of Karrablast. Yeah, for those of you who still want to utilize Pokemon who want to utilize Pokemon that fully evolve by training. Oh yeah, here we go. Now this right here is another electric type Pokemon that we could have saw in the Nimbasa gym. But for some reason, it does not appear at all until now. Yeah, and now we get to the introduction of Joltik. Essentially, the very smallest Pokemon ever. Yeah, Joltik. Yeah, even though Joltik may not look small with it in the games themselves, but actually, more so in terms of the main games anyway. But definitely within the side games, like say Pokepark 2. Definitely Pokepark 2. Yeah, they definitely showed how tiny those Joltiks can be. No, but anyways, everyone, yeah, oh yes, right now, a Joltik is also not just an electric type, but it is also a bug type as well. So, for those of you who are still looking for a bug or an electric type, now Joltik can actually be a good choice for you. Yeah, well, even though I haven't exactly utilized one myself. But I can see why others may find some use some use for it. But anyways, everyone now anyways, everyone now from back to what I was saying before. Now for the Pokemon that you can actually find in the grass here, within the outside of the storage. Yeah, now you can find Herdier, Timber, Minchino, and you can find a Pokemon that is literally in the shape of an ice cream cone. That Pokemon being Vanillite. But first off, hey Sharon. Ditto. Yeah, we know our names. Do you think on Team Plasma could be in there? I don't like cold places, but we have to check. What a bother. Yeah, I guess you could say for you it is definitely a bother. But anyways, everyone, yeah, now as I was saying, yeah, now this right here is where we're gonna get. Now, for those of you who actually want your very first ice type Pokemon, then Vanillite is one of your options in terms of ice type Pokemon. Now, you can normally find Vanillite usually during the winter season, but as you can see, now, yeah, we actually found a Vanillite. Now, despite the season currently in the game is not winter, but Vanillite still showed up here now. Well, that's because the cold storage is the only location in the entire game where you can actually find Vanillites in any season. Yeah, you don't actually have to wait until winter in order for you to get yourself a Vanillite within the cold storage. Yeah, now you can actually just get it whenever you want. Now, well, I haven't exactly utilized Vanillite myself at all, considering that I don't usually utilize ice types that much. But I can see others may find a use for it. But anyways, Vanillite, the freshest snow Pokemon. Yeah, even though we don't exactly get to taste it, but you can definitely see the Vanillite is definitely fresh. Yeah. But anyway, how is everyone now? Now, as for the Pokemon that you can find within the rustling grass, now you can still find Audinos, of course, Minchino's evolution as well. And you can also find Herdier's and you can also find a Herdier's evolution here as well. So yeah, for those of you who wanted the full evolution, the final evolution of Lillipup right away. Yeah, now obviously your best option is to go here. Okay. But anyways, now got that protein. Now let's see which one I'm gonna give it to. Pignite, yeah, Pignite's attack stat is actually good. It's actually very good enough as it is, so yeah, I get the feeling that I'm not gonna be giving it to him. Now, even though Sandal still has yet to evolve, yeah, I may consider giving it to him. But I can definitely guarantee when our Sandal evolves, that attack power is really gonna go through the roof. But anyways, Papatoad, I think I may give it to you, Ever, because yeah, I may need some of that. Yeah, I definitely may need some of that attack power. And I definitely am not gonna give it to my Sigilyph, considering I'm not gonna be having any sort of physical attacks from my Sigilyph. And my Sipstringa's attack stat is actually just as good as Pignite's. So yeah, I don't think I'll give it to him either. Pansage, okay, yeah, I think Pansage is one step below Alpitoad. So I'm thinking that I may give it to my... I think I may give it to my Pansage. Yeah. And considering that my Pansage still has Seed Bomb, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need all the attack stats that I can get. The pure chill, the cold storage. Taste how cold it is. Well, that is if you do have any ice types with you. Yeah, you see, with these workers here, yeah, for the most part, they're gonna be having timbers on them. Yeah, for the most part, these, yeah, the workers are gonna battle in this game. Yeah, they are most likely, they're just gonna have timbers. And sometimes some other Pokemon, like say, Rock'n'Rollers, and maybe the Elemental Monkeys, or maybe even some Vanillites here and there. But for the most part, it is just timbers. Okay. Alright, now Pansage is goodbye. And there you go. Now Big Nice level 28. Alright, nice. Alright, nice. Plus 3 for HP. And very decent at +2 for attack and special attack. And the rest just get +1. Again, that's not too shabby. Oh, and now my Big Nine Western takedown. Here's the thing. While I am gonna be teaching my Big Nine at least one move that does recoil damage, not so much when it comes to takedown. Yeah, for those of you who know your Tepig and Pig Knights, yeah, essentially the Tepig line, I think you may know which recoil move, at least one recoil move that I definitely want my Pig Knight to have. Yeah, but anyways. Now, I believe with that should be the end for, I believe that should be the end for all the trainers that are out here. Alright. And now, let us go inside the interior of the cold storage. Oh, yep, there goes the sign too. Well, still, is there anything more important than strength for trainers? Like the champion said? Yeah, Sharon is still thinking about it. Oh, I'll never understand just by thinking about it. What a bother. So let's hurry up and check the inside. Well, yeah, Sharon, you're just gonna be sitting there apparently. While I essentially just do the majority of the work, I guess. Yeah, essentially just clearing out all of these trainers that are gonna be in our way anyway. Yeah, way to essentially make yourself stronger, Sharon. Oh, yeah, here we go. And now we go over there. Here's where we get the TM for Scald. Now the TM, yeah, that's right, Scald. Yeah, a TM that was also introduced within this generation. The TM, the move, a water type move that can actually give off a bird status. And is actually a move I'm actually going to be teaching to my from a Palpitoad here. Because, yeah, while Bubble Beam is good, it's just that I feel like I need a much more stronger water type move at this point. So, and having Scald is definitely a good time for me to have a much more stronger water move. Yeah. What it's called? Wear a lot of clothes. Yeah, that's pretty basic. Only humans could come up with something so clever. Well, again, that is essentially pretty basic. Again, that is essentially pretty basic enough as it is. Alright. Now, as for the cold storage interior itself, Yeah, as you've been seeing, yeah, there is a lot of ice, yeah, considering that we're inside of an actual cold storage. Yeah, of course, means that we are dealing with a few ice lining puzzles now. Yeah, that's right. Now, if you thought that ice lining was gone, nope. Yeah, they, of course, once again brought it back for here, too. Although these ones aren't exactly all that difficult, so yeah, you honestly really shouldn't have. Honestly, you really shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with these. Yeah. Okay. Now we're done with you. Okay, yeah, paint stage, you're gonna be up front. Alright. Now we're gonna go over here, gas us up here, and we're gonna face off against you. You're pretty energetic, considering the cold place we're in. Let's warm up, let's warm up with a Pokemon battle. Yeah, I guess you can say I am. Energetic. Yeah, unlike another person that's also here who isn't exactly really into the cold all that much. Yeah. But anyways, C-Bomb, there we go. C-Bomb the hell out of that Pampor, and you are gone. And yep, like I thought, you obviously have a temper. So go Sigilif and take this guy out. And they're coded for you, and you are gone. Yeah, now that, yeah, I may have said this previously, but I'll say it again. Yeah, now that I have my Sigilif, yeah, all fighting types should, yeah, I really shouldn't have any trouble dealing with any sort of fighting type Pokemon. Well, actually, for some fighting types, yeah, even the Timberline actually do come with for rock type moves. Yeah, they actually do learn for rock type moves by a level up. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Oh hey, yeah, and speaking of the Timberline, now here's where we get into the first evolution of Timber, Gurdurr. Now as you can see. Now, Timber actually goes from holding a wood. Now, then it goes to when it evolves into Gurdurr. Then it actually starts to hold like an actual piece of Gurdurr. Yeah, and of course, they will allow us to use those objects to be able to attack you. Yeah. But anyways, now my Sigilif wants to reflect as well, but I'm also gonna, but just like Light Screen, I'm gonna pass on it. Because, like I said before, I really don't plan on utilizing any sort of defensive moves on my Sigilif. Yeah, even though Sigilif can learn, as you've seen, yeah, both Light Screen and also Reflect. It's just that, yeah, I just really don't feel like I'm really gonna be using them all that much, really. Okay. Now, I guess I should say about the Pokemon that we have just encountered as well. Karrablast, yeah, I kind of like it, but it's really it's honestly not one of my tops. Yeah, and I've already explained my overall thoughts on, Vanillite and, Joltik. But then, as for Gurdurr, now, I may have said this before, but if I didn't, I'll just say it here. Now, while I also still have zero plans on utilizing the Timberline anytime soon, but however, I will say this: the Timberline really gets mistreated within the anime. Like, I'd say they're essentially the evolution line that gets really mistreated for the most part of the anime. Cause whenever we see those three in battle, yeah, they usually get themselves like defeated. Like, yeah, we all, yeah, and I, yeah, and I know it, yeah, and I honestly know that it is obviously the current thing for obviously not because obviously. Because obviously, not every single Pokemon is going to win every single battle. But, honestly, the Timberline just has it the worst. The worst, because, yeah, every time, like, we see, like, essentially one of the Timberline in battle, like, yeah, we never really see one win. Well, actually, aside from that one Timber that we saw within the anime, yeah, and we saw this Timber in the episode where, yeah, it actually focuses on the actual cold storage itself. Yeah, I think honestly I did not see only Timber in the anime where we don't really see it actually get defeated. But as for Timber, but as for the other Timbers and the other two, yeah, we usually see them. Yeah, we usually just see them just be defeated. Yeah, which honestly just makes me feel bad for them, really. Yeah. But anyways, everyone, now, back to Gurdurr himself. Now, as for Gurdurr himself, Now, I actually, really do like Gurdurr. Yeah, yeah, and especially when he also gets utilized in the anime. But again, as I said, yeah, the Timberline really doesn't exactly get the best treatment. Yeah, the Timberline really doesn't get the best treatment in the anime, really. Okay, now, after we defeated this guy, Ryan, yeah, I am going to end off this part, considering that, yeah, once we are done, yeah, we obviously are going to get to the part where we aren't going to be facing off against more, where we aren't going to be facing off against more, Team Plasma Grunts, so, yeah, I feel like I should save that for the next video. Yeah, and consider that, yeah, I have been going through this. Yeah, I have been going through the cold storage. Yeah, for way longer than I usually do anyway. So, yeah, I get a feeling that, yeah, I should probably save, our encounter with Team Plasma here for the next part. And here is where I'm actually gonna end this off. And so, we shall continue on for the next one. And so, until next part, I'll see you guys next time.